We may love the show, but it's hard to ignore these oversights. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Gilmore Girls plot holes we can't unsee.
Oh, well, if it isn't Kirk the jerk.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the most noticeable inconsistencies in this American comedy drama.
Gave you space.
You gave me space. We broke up.
Oh, I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as a cooling off.
Number 10. Where in the world is Dave Rygalski?
I'm sort of an audio geek, sorry.
No, don't apologize. I love you. For being that way.
Okay, we get it. Dave moved to California. Serious fans are totally aware that Adam Brody ended his stint on Gilmore Girls because he was offered a starring role on The OC. But it still seems like he fell off the face of the earth.
Excuse me, Lane?
That's me.
Okay, great. I'm Dave Rygalski.
Right, hi. You're a guitarist. But how'd you know I was me?
We never get to see Lane and Dave break up, even though we had anxiously borne witness to their entire amazing relationship up until that point.
You can go to the prom, but you cannot get married.
It seems fair to me.
And me!
We don't want to be the ones to say it, but let's be honest, Zach never quite matched up to Dave in terms of how much we were rooting for him.
I'm ready now.
For what?
To date.
Wow.
That offer's still good, right?
Yeah, still good.
Number 9. The man in the photo isn't Christopher.
Christopher.
At the beginning of Gilmore Girls, we knew very little about who Rory's father is. In one episode from the first season, we see Rory going through some of Lorelai's things in her old bedroom, and she comes across a strip of photo booth pictures of Lorelai with a guy who is presumably Rory's dad. Several episodes later, though, we actually meet Christopher, and it's certainly not the same person.
Nice shirt. Take it off.
Christopher.
Dad! This would be forgivable if we were talking about 2 episodes from different seasons. But considering they're both in season 1, we have to wonder what happened there.
Hey, hop on.
Hop off.
Hop on.
Hop off.
Lorelai.
Number 8. Rory graduating on time.
Lorelai Lee Gilmore.
At the end of season 5, the Rory we know and love goes through a significant character change when she's pushed to a breaking point in her journalism career. She changes from a list-making studious perfectionist to someone who steals boats and drops out of school.
I've decided that I'm not going back to Yale next year.
The most shocking thing about this storyline, however, is that 2 seasons later she graduates from Yale on time with the rest of her peers.
Onto the breach.
Even if she took as many classes as they would allow, it seems pretty implausible that this could happen, especially if you consider her personal life and extracurricular activities. We don't even see her taking summer classes.
All right, everyone, say fromage.
Yes, you always do that.
Number 7. Jason and his lawsuit vanish.
How long have you been seeing my daughter?
5 months.
For 5 months, you've been lying to me.
Yes.
From the beginning of their relationship, there were a number of red flags foreshadowing an unhappy ending for Lorelai and Jason Digger Stiles. First of all, Lorelai pretty much only agreed to start dating him to upset her mother. When things finally blew up between Jason and Richard in terms of their business, Jason told Lorelai he was going to sue her father, causing her to break up with him.
I can't be with someone who's suing my family.
Lorelai, come on.
I'm sorry.
Jason does return to try to regain Lorelai's favor a couple of episodes later, but when she rejects him, he's never heard from again.
We were doing great.
Until you decided to sue my father, yeah, we rocked. Thank you, goodbye.
Wouldn't an ex suing your father still be a pretty prominent plot point in anybody's life, though?
Jason, I can't do this.
Number 6. Luke's dark day.
What are you doing?
Will you just stand still?
It takes 4 whole seasons for Luke and Lorelai to finally share their first kiss, but the wait feels totally worth it. They've been friends ever since episode 1, however, and there are many allusions made to the fact that they've been close for far longer than that. That's why it doesn't really make sense that only in season 5 does Lorelai learn anything about Luke's dark day. This is the one day a year he goes off the grid to commemorate his father's death. The whole town acts like this is a giant mystery, but his father also lived in Stars Hollow.
Everyone knows about Luke's dark day.
Do you know what it is?
Not the details, just that he has it once a year. I think it goes back a long, long time.
Shouldn't they be able to put 2 and 2 together? Number 5. Rory and Lorelai's budget and lifestyle don't match.
Hey, do you think today's the day we're finally gonna go through all 12 layers of the 12-layer German chocolate cake?
Okay, we'll admit that this is a fault that many, if not most TV shows encounter, but it's particularly noticeable in Gilmore Girls. From the beginning of the show, it's clear that because Lorelai has raised Rory alone for her whole life and refused to accept money from her wealthy parents, that they've always been on a shoestring budget.
Mom, I'm not buying a diamond watch.
You don't have to buy it, you just have to take it.
Not taking it.
I'm buying you a damn watch.
Despite this, though, it's only in certain episodes where large expenses come up that money actually seems to be a problem.
Well, you could get someone to co-sign along with you.
Other than that, they're constantly eating out. In fact, we rarely see them make any food at home aside from the occasional Pop-Tart. And they're often seen shopping for new clothes. Number 4, Richard's mother is presumed to be dead, but then shows up.
Thank you, dear boy.
You're welcome, Trix.
Trix? Dad's pet name for Gran.
Similar to the issue with Christopher's photo, this would have made a lot more sense had it took place over several seasons. The first time we hear about Richard's mother, also named Lorelai, everyone talks about her as though she's no longer living.
Well, Lorelai the First was my mother. She was an extremely accomplished equestrian, a distinguished patron of the arts.
Later on that season, however, she makes an appearance in Hartford and is very much alive.
This little girl is as smart as a whip, Mom. I think she has a great deal of you in her.
Really? How nice.
Possibly even more strange is the fact that after the character really does die in the 4th season, the actress who played her comes back to play a different role of a guest attending her funeral.
It is a thrill to meet you both. Horrible circumstances, I suppose.
Number 3, that's not what 1,000 Daisies looks like.
We should get married.
In one of the series' most memorable early scenes, Lorelai is the recipient of a grand gesture of epic proportions. Max Medina, one of Rory's teachers from Chilton, has recently suggested they get married, but Lorelai doesn't consider it a real proposal because there aren't 1,000 yellow daisies along with candles and a horse.
There should be 1,000 yellow daisies. And candles and a horse, and I don't know what the horse is doing there unless you're riding it, which seems a little over the top, but it should be more than this.
Show creator Amy Sherman Palladino said in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that once they got 1,000 daisies on set, it didn't look nearly impressive enough.
That's right, there's exactly 1,000 of them. Order states that there's to be exactly 1,000.
When asked how many they actually ended up using, she responded thousands and thousands and thousands. Number 2, Sherilyn Fenn plays 2 different roles.
Jess, I'm Jess.
Jess?
In a move that is now familiar to Gilmore Girls fans, actress Sherilyn Fenn plays 2 notable roles on the show. In season 3, we meet her as the woman dating Jess's father and living with him in Venice Beach, California when Jess comes to visit.
You have a lot of pets?
They're not all mine.
No?
No, some of them followed me home.
Several seasons later, however, she's back in another role, albeit with a different hairstyle, playing Anna Nardini.
Hello, stranger.
Hey.
Anna ends up being a significant player in the final 2 seasons of the show as the mother of April, Luke's daughter he didn't know he had.
How come you didn't tell me, Anna?
Luke,
It was a phone call.
we should sit down.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Do you live in the area?
No, I had some time, so I rode my bike out from Berkeley.
Really? What do you got?
It's a 2000 Indian.
I got an 86 Suzuki.
Nice.
I found this in Mom's room.
What's that?
Pictures?
Oh my goodness, I haven't seen that in years.
My gosh.
Ah, look at this.
It's one fluffy white dress.
Number 1, Kirk hasn't always been Kirk. We're not sure what was going on during the production of season 1, but that seems to be where the majority of our plot holes come from. In the show's 2nd episode, actor Sean Gunn appears on screen as a cable installer named Mick.
Nice to meet you. Could you get off my porch?
I was told that you wouldn't be here, but to look for a ceramic frog with a key in it.
I don't understand.
He appears again in the following episode as Swan Guy.
Where do you want the swans?
By episode 5, however, he is officially our favorite Stars Hollow weirdo Kirk. We're not sure if Gunn was supposed to be playing a different character in the earlier episodes, or if he was really Kirk all along and they simply hadn't ironed out the details of his personality and name yet.
Excuse me, ma'am.
It's confusing, but hey, it's all part of that Gilmore Girls charm.
By the way, I think you might be the prettiest girl I've ever seen. Outside of a really filthy magazine.
Thank you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.